which it stands.
One nation, under God.
Indivisible.
With liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, concealed carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Echols.
And we are back once again. It is Sunday afternoon, and we are tucked away in the war room somewhere in the high desert of southern Idaho. And joining me today is the Cajun Cowboy.
Made it twice
and
in a row.
He's going out on a limb today, and he's drinking his coconut water.
Gotta have my coconut water.
So first things first, I don't know if anyone's going to see this. I really don't know if I've actually got YouTube live. It says it's running. I don't know how long. But hopefully,
we don't know.
Hopefully, there's some little green dots down at the bottom that say it's picking up the audio. So I'm hoping it's picking up the audio.
Okay, we're gonna find out.
Somebody comment and let us know if you can hear us.
If you can't, we can't fix it.
Or we can't fix it. I tell you what, do you ever? And we were just talking about this. But do you ever feel like some days everything you touch just implodes?
I just said I'm getting old because now it's like. I click it and it don't work.
Yeah.
Get this thing away from me.
I know.
I'm fed up with this crap.
I have, as much as I love technology, I love the fancy computers and the fancy phones and everything like that. If I really get to messing with them, everything just freaking falls apart. Everything. I mean, how long have we been doing this and I have been struggling with like live videos? Almost every other time we have a problem with the live video.
At least you hadn't blown up your roadcaster.
I have not blown up the roadcaster yet, but everything else just
I'm on my second one.
You haven't even done a podcast yet.
I did. I did a short one.
But it's so I'm going to let everyone know. This is why I worked hard to try to get YouTube live up so people could watch the podcast, because we're going to record this podcast.
Right.
And it may be a week before I actually get it uploaded, because I got to figure out my MacBook Pro it won't do nothing now.
Really?
It just nothing. It just says it's loading, I've tried to clean it off. I tried to reboot the OS. It's a nightmare. So I got to either fix it, buy a new one, or do both. And a new one's like $1,200.
Why don't you just upload it on that one?
Because this one is the reason why I got the other one.
Okay.
Because it's a problem too. I tell you what, though. People give me a hard time for my Apple products, but I've had really good luck with the phones and the computers. Actually, if I got like an HP, I'd kill it in a year. I would kill an HP in a year. This last MacBook I've had, though, I've probably going on about 5 years. So it's okay if it implodes. It still hurts because I'd rather go buy a gun and not a new computer.
Right. Or you could take this podcast, log into your Libsyn, and upload it right here.
That would
on my computer.
That would require me to remember my password.
Okay. That's another thing I hate.
Freaking passwords for everything.
I know, man. And if you don't make it a good password, if it's good enough, you ain't gonna remember it.
No.
I'm like, man, come on, man.
And then
Tired of all this crap.
If you're like me and you have Apple devices and you've got 2 MacBooks and an iPhone, and once you update one, if you update on one, you don't do it right, then you have to remember it, because then you got to update it on the other freaking 5,000 devices you have, and it's just a freaking nightmare.
I don't access anything through my phone.
I run my business on my phone. I mean,
okay,
literally almost everything on my phone.
Actually, I kept a lot of things separate. I have a computer and we're just doing tech right now, but I had a computer for paying bills and whatever, and I have another computer for downloading movies, and I have my phone. I kept them all separate.
Yeah,
some numbers on this phone, other numbers on that phone. Well, and never the two intertwine.
I'm glad that I actually did a lot on my phone, because now that my other computer's dead, I actually, for my business, I could almost do absolutely nothing. But I've got everything on my phone here.
How many emails do you have?
Oh, I cleared all the emails off a few weeks ago.
No, accounts.
Oh, email accounts? 1, 2, 4.
Okay.
Why?
I was just wondering. I'm like, do you have all the same email account too?
No.
Right, okay.
No, I separate them, but I do the thing for my business where I can access my website, and actually is an app now. So it's kind of nice because I can do everything. I can bill people. Do you want me to charge you like $500? Dude, I'll send one to you. I'll send you an invoice.
All right, you can send it.
You're gonna start charging me for the podcast now. That was $50 of your time. So what has Mr. Cajun Cowboy been up to? Getting ready for the apocalypse?
Yeah, getting ready for it. I went to go buy some ammo.
Yeah, a little late. You're a little late.
That's okay. I'm good. What's funny is now I got people calling me wanting ammo and wanting, hey, what do you have for sale? I'm like, I ain't a gun store. Get out of here, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I've been telling you for 10 years.
Day late and $1 short.
Yeah, I've been telling them my whole life. Get ready, get ready.
I just can't. I know we talk about like every podcast now, but I just cannot believe the amount of money they're getting for ammunition right now.
I can't either. But if I didn't have any, I'd pay whatever it costs.
Oh yeah, it's true. So I had a class yesterday, and I had a people always struggle to find the ammo now, and I had a lady in class, and she went down to one of the local gun stores, and she bought some reloads. So I don't know who the reloads came from.
Okay.
Right. Someone has an FFL to manufacture ammo.
Did they perform?
And they did, but they were 38 specials, and she paid like $60 for 50 rounds. And this is like reloads. This isn't like, first time ammo. This is reloads. And so I was like, man, you're going out on a risk. She's like, yeah, but where else was I going to find it? No, freaking no one else has it. Absolutely nobody else has it.
You should have already stocked up.
Well, there's a lot of new shooters.
Yeah, it is.
There's a lot of new
and nobody listens anyway. I've been telling people forever, stock up. Hey man, let me get some of that buckshot. Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
So buckshot. You said you saw some for how much per round?
Now I don't know that this is the standard going around right now, but
it's the new standard. For sure.
Place I went to was like $5 a round. And I'm like, good grief, for double up buck. And I didn't continue shopping because I told them, just get you some ammo and get you. I mean, it's hard to find. You're going to pay a little more. But
is that online or local?
It was online.
Oh, where at?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
It's $5 a round.
Yeah, and maybe it was just, like I said, I didn't keep digging, so somebody might go out there and find some for a reasonable price, $1 a round. I don't know. But yeah, the place I went to was selling $5 a round.
And they're getting it. That's the problem, though, is they're getting it. People will pay it.
Yeah, well, I would too if I didn't have anything.
It's amazing.
What am I going to save $100 and not have any ammo?
As soon as someday in the next couple of years, if prices go down and all that stuff goes up, we start getting more ammo in. I think I'm going to look into buying like a pallet. I'm going to buy a pallet so I have it here for my students. I might buy 2 pallets.
That's going to be a little ways down the road.
I know, but I got enough for me, but I don't know. Just we'll see what happens. What's going to happen? I mean, the stuff's not loosening up any. It seemed like it was starting to loosen up a few weeks ago, but now it's back to nothing. By the way, I can't go into Sportsman's Warehouse anymore and buy ammo.
You got banned.
I didn't get banned, but they kicked me out because I wasn't wearing my mask. It's a new mask mandate with the Sportsman's Warehouse now. One day I went in and picked up 100 rounds. The next day, without my mask. The next day I walked in and, sir, we just started mandatory mask wearing as of this morning. I'm like, oh, well, see ya. You don't have anything in stock anyway. I turned around and walked out.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I'm down to scratching in the dirt for ammunition if I need it. I'm not allowed into any of these fine establishments.
What's crazy to me is they're still trying to push this, and I just lost my ears.
Okay, you keep talking. I'll keep playing.
Okay,
keep talking.
I forgot where I was going. What was I saying?
You've been saying this for years. That's what you said.
No, the mask. They're going to keep pushing this. They're going to go back and try and get another vote on this to get a mandate in Twin Falls. There we go. And go. Keep going. So, but what kills me the most is the people. Right? That it's not a mandate right now. It's not. And you go in stores and everybody's wearing it. Okay. And
Are you back?
Yeah, and it's shocking that all these people on without a mandate, without big God government telling you to do it, they're just walking around with masks. It's sad.
You know, it is sad, but here's the way I look at it. I may not want to wear them, and I'm not going to, you know, unless I'm going into like an old folks home or something where they're required, which I have no reason to go into one of those. But, you know, some people are going to wear them because it makes them feel comfortable. And if they want to do that, let them do that. I had a couple people in my class yesterday that wore masks during the classroom portion. I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm honestly okay with that. You do you and I'll do me. You know, that's always been my philosophy. Yeah. But it breaks my heart to see my 7-year-old. He thinks that, I mean, he's 7 years old. He thinks that that's part of his daily life now. He is a mask. He honestly is, this whole thing is kind of making him like a germaphobe to a certain extent. I mean, that poor little kid, he washes his hands so much and he sings the freaking ABC song while he does it. That's what he's been taught, right? So much the back of his hands are just split open and cracked and sore and bleeding. And I'm just like, you're making my kid just nuts.
Yeah.
You're absolutely making my kid nuts. Now, I think it's great he's washed his hands a lot. Little kids, to a certain extent, probably need to wash their hands a little bit more. But, I mean, he's got all up his arm, and I mean, it's sad. It's sad to see.
It is. Well, it's sad to see people go along with this, and I'm like, I'm a believer in you do you as well, but if you're not going to rebel against a non-mandated mask, but stop with your revolution talk.
I understand that. I understand that, but if it makes you feel comfortable and, you know, you're not like, you know, revolting against it or whatever, and it makes you feel comfortable, you do you. If it makes you feel like you want to leave your house, go for it. It's not doing anything for you, but you do you. That's just the way I see it. That's just the way I see it.
I have some places that I have to go into as part of my job, and they do require it. Yeah. And some of those you have to. I'm like, I'll follow your little silly rules, but
I've got one, and I slip it on every now and then.
I take a scalpel to them and cut all the guts out of the inside to where it looks okay on the outside,
but you can still breathe.
It's nothing. It's nothing.
It's like a tissue paper.
It's nothing. I'm like, get your silly asses away from me.
I wear them every now and then when I have to, you know, pop in. I've found that if you put I wear a buff. If you just put it around your neck, you can just walk in and they'll see it on your neck and they're like, oh, yeah, he's got a mask.
I tell them, I said, look, I have health issues. And with the Americans with Disability Act, are you denying me service?
They are starting to, actually.
They're going to try.
Yep, they're going to try.
Somebody's going to take them to court.
It's the, oh, my gosh. Really?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and we're back on again. There we go. Whatever. Okay, so... It's turned into the mask show.
Yeah. Well, that's the news today.
That is the news. How many 9mm rounds can you hide behind your mask?
I don't know.
It's like a new way to conceal like a little North American Arms 22 or something.
Now, you were saying that they're wanting to exempt disabilities.
Yeah.
I went and told them, sir, do you have a medical reason? It'll kill me. I'll die. And they said, what's wrong? I'm like, I don't have to tell you that because of... What do you call it? Because of HIPAA. I don't have to tell you my medical information. Just trust me. I will die in your store. Okay, you don't have to wear it. Thank you.
Man, I'm gonna start taking you shopping with me all the time. Our tech problems are just absolutely insane.
Yeah, we'll bounce in and out.
Oh my gosh, whatever.
It'll be like a Flickr book. In and out.
This is like discrediting Patriot Defense Podcast horribly.
That's YouTube's problem.
Can't figure out the tech side of things. So hey, have you switched? Well, you're not on social media anyhow, but have you heard of the big push from people switching social media platforms now?
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, they're going to MeWe. They're going to Parler, and I'm not going. I don't think I'm not going to take Patriot Defense and move it over to freaking Parler.
I would have both. Why not?
Oh, that's a lot.
More of your core audience there.
Yeah. It's more. I'm not looking forward to touching any more tech stuff today. I'm just going to implode absolutely everything. But
yeah, well, it's getting more.
Have you had the gun places moving over there? Have you heard of any gun places moving over to the other places yet?
No.
No.
Hadn't heard of it. But now they're BitChute was coming up. BitChute's a nice site. Videos instead of YouTube. It has the worst search function.
It's nice, but it's
awful.
It's bad. It's nice, but it's bad.
I mean, it plays and it
Right.
is solid. It's not crashing. It loads good. Everything's nice, but the search function is horrible. So now Dan Bongino's coming out with Rumble, and
is he behind Rumble?
he's behind Rumble and Parler.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
his thing.
Yeah.
Like he started those.
Well, he's
part of
owns
it.
He owns a big part of it.
Okay.
So Dan's making money, boy.
Yeah.
So when Rumble first started, it was crap. It was awful. I think they beefed it up recently, and we'll see. I hadn't been back to it.
I looked into it a while back, and I wanted to see if we could do like a live stream video there. And I couldn't figure out how to do a live streaming video on Rumble.
Okay.
I'm gonna go look into it again. I guess I gotta figure this crap. But just when I get this stuff mastered, kind of, and then I gotta freaking pack my crap and move again.
Well, here's the bad news about YouTube. Has everybody.
Yes,
Everybody has the whole world. The problem is you get lost in the mix. Rumble would be more of the conservative-minded mentality. People leaving non-free speech sites to go there. So you have fewer people, but more of your core audience. So
I need to find a place where I can where it's just like a libertarian social media platform, a place that smells like anarchy, a place that smells like blood, sweat, and gunpowder.
I don't think they have one of those.
I know they need to come up with that.
Maybe you should make it.
Ooh, I'll be the next Dan Bongino. So I had a class. Let's get back to guns. I had a class yesterday.
Okay, that was class.
It was good class. So I had like 34 people signed up for it, and I had about 24 people sign up.
Okay.
Or actually show up. And I would like to thank our freaking Chicken Little governor for his little statement that he made yesterday, which I'm pretty sure just, scared people into not coming, because I had multiple people text me and say, are you gonna, what about what to go? I said, I don't freaking care. Show up to my gun class, and you're gonna get a freaking gun class. It doesn't matter to me.
So what did the governor say?
He moved us back into stage 2.
What a pile of trash.
But it's dumb. It's the dumbest thing ever, because it's stage 2 with it's not the original stage 2. It's got a bunch of different things that he's done to it, and you can't follow it. You can't. So some places like open areas and public areas, no more than like 10 people, but yet churches are okay and restaurants are okay with limited seating, and political conventions or protests, they're okay. And I'm like, what? What? You just try, you walk in a fence, you're trying to cater to both sides.
It's the Great Reset. What they want is if
Something.
they can get Biden in there, they'll shut this country down door to door for 6 months.
Yeah. Easy.
Coast to coast, shut them down. Then they'll say, look, the government has food, but we can't go into these hostile areas with all these guns. Give up your guns, and we'll give you food.
That's exactly what's going to happen. Be like freaking Cuba.
Well,
Piss them off, they won't feed us.
their plan is to it's a population. We ain't gonna get into all that. It's a lot of problems. I'm sorry. I'm making noise.
No, you're good. I'm like looking, and the way the technology's going today, people are watching and people are not, and YouTube's kicking us off, and freaking whatever. I tried. I can't say I didn't try.
Oh, we off again?
I don't know. I think we're
good.
on, but whatever.
The man's holding us down.
Okay. Anyhow, my class yesterday, it was pretty freaking cold out.
Okay.
And I offered up to people.
It was one day of niceness, though. It was.
You like the cold, though.
Yeah, but it's been raining every day. And yesterday was nice.
Yeah, but the wind is blowing about 30 miles an hour out here.
Okay.
So it's a little cold when you're handling guns, right? And so I offered up to everyone at lunch. I said, "Hey, if you want to come,
because you got plastic guns.
Yeah, if you want to come back and shoot at a different time, you are more than welcome to do that.
Right.
If you don't, then we'll stay and shoot. And I only had 2 people sign up to come back at a later date. Everyone else stayed out there and shot, and there was like 21 of them that stayed out there and shot. So it was a good day. I was just telling you, there's a gal in the class. She had never shot anything before, not a rifle, shotgun, no hang, and not even a BB gun.
Wow.
And her husband went and bought her a gun.
Okay.
And she had a Sky, so an SCCY.
Just in case she points it at him, right?
9
Carry one that
millimeter,
won't work.
which has got a horrific trigger press.
All right.
It's got a recoil that it would scare a mule. I mean, it's just bam, it's hard. And they end up getting the red dot version.
Yeah, why not?
It comes with a crimson trace red dot on it.
Yeah, the red dot costs more than gun.
Yeah, well, it tacked on another $200 for the gun, because I think you can get them for like right around 2 something. I think he said he spent like almost $400 on the gun.
Oh man!
And so, but she was a trooper. I knew this was going to be a problem.
And I'm seeing mechanics in town.
Go buy them.
I started to, but I'm like,
You've already got 9.
I still might go back and get it if it's there.
But she shot it, and I could tell she didn't like it much. But she shot it for 90 rounds. Ooh. And then I realized he was shooting some really old, I don't know what it was, some really old 380. And I said, hey, why don't you shoot he was having problems with it. I said, why don't you try my EZ, 380 EZ? And so I gave it to him, and he goes, can she try this? I said, yeah, she can shoot it. I don't care. He goes, okay, I'll just shoot the one that she was shooting. I said, okay, why don't you do that? So she picked up the EZ and put like 7 rounds through it, and she turned around and she goes, I like this gun. I want this gun. This is the one I want. And so it was his turn to shoot next. And he goes, I'm going to shoot this. I said, okay, that's fine. I don't care. It's your gun. Shoot it.
Everybody stand back.
So he picked it up.
An SCCY.
Yeah, he picked it up to shoot it. He shot 7 rounds. He set that gun on the table. He turned around. He goes, he looked directly at his wife. I am so sorry I made you shoot that for 90 rounds. Even he didn't like it. I mean, I think she's probably getting a new gun.
Good, because that kind of crap will traumatize you and say, man, these guns are terrible.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
No, you just got a crap one.
She was actually starting to dominate that SCCY. She was actually doing pretty darn good with it. She was hitting where she was aiming. I was pretty proud of her. She had one kind of get a little close to the top of that dirt though, and that was kind of concerning me a little bit, but we brought her down, got her back on target, and everything went pretty well. So I want to bring up something else that I saw this last week. I got a little politically active, and I went to a protest.
Good.
I went to a protest.
Black Lives Matter.
That's right. Yeah, that's the one. And there was actually 2 people there, which I didn't mind.
Did y'all burn anything?
No, we
Did y'all
didn't.
tear something up?
We burned our bras.
Oh.
No,
I'm all for that.
Yeah. No, these 2 guys showed up open carrying their ARs.
Right.
And I'm fine with, if you want to bring your AR and you legally can, I have no problem doing it, right? And they were keeping their hands off of them, and they were doing everything great. The one guy kind of turned around, and I also see that he's open carrying a handgun. Slung a little low on his leg.
Okay.
And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, we got a crowd of maybe 200 people here, between 2 and 3, and you're open carrying. I understand the rifle. It's slung around your neck. Well, what about this pistol? It's got no retention. He's open carrying his handgun in a crowd of people with 0 retention on it. Just kind of like flopping around there in the holster.
What, do you have like an Uncle Mike's or something?
No, it was a Kydex holster, but I mean, you could still come up and just, pop it out. You got to have some kind of retention on that gun if you're going to open carry, the way he was.
Right.
It wasn't tight to his body. It was slung a little down his thigh a little bit, the side of his leg, and the holster was kind of canted out a little. So it wasn't super secure. It didn't look really secure.
Right.
And that just bothered me, man. Get a little retention on that sucker. I don't understand. Even if you're not at a political rally and you're open carrying, put a strap over the top of that thing, some kind of locking mechanism. I mean, do something.
Well, at least he was in Twin Falls.
At least he's in Twin Falls.
A lot less likely of a chance of something happening.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah, I know.
just irritates me. Just irritates me.
So what was your political rally?
We were protesting against a possible mask mandate.
Okay.
So we're back to those damn masks again.
And now they're going to have another meeting. I think they're going to have one on Christmas, and that's the way they do a lot of stuff. Just have a meeting on Christmas. Nobody showed up. I guess that's what the people want.
They're all going to do it via Zoom meeting or something.
Put everybody on mute.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. We've had no opposition. These people don't care for you. They don't like you. They're politicians. They're trash.
Well, here's the thing too. You let them come in and do like a mask mandate somewhere.
Then it's going to be a vaccine mandate.
And then they're gonna be. You let them in to do stuff like that. You're setting the table for vaccine mandates, for gun confiscations, for everything else. That's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're opening up the door and you're saying, you're thinking, oh, it's just a stupid mask and it might help some people or whatever. So yeah, whatever, we'll just wear it. They're just wearing you down. That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
That's going to open the door for so many other things.
Well, even when they shot it down, they're saying, we need feedback on this and all this stuff. They don't even take into account, you don't have the constitutional authority to do this. Yeah,
Right.
I don't care if everybody wants it. You don't have the authority to do this. The government can't tell me everything that I'm supposed to do. You just can't. And the biggest problem we got with politicians is 99% of them are cowards. They're cowards. They won't stand up to anybody that's bigger than them. They won't. Now, they'll come get on you, Joe Citizen. They'll come rain down a SWAT team on you because you one guy and don't have any political power. But to stand up to somebody bigger than you, above you, takes a little courage. It takes a little intestinal fortitude. And they don't have it. They're
Right.
cowards.
Yeah.
So they will roll over all the time.
And that's a good portion of our country.
I said intestinal.
What?
Nothing. I said,
What?
I meant testicular fortitude.
Testicular 40. I knew what you meant. Whatever,
Okay.
man. It all works.
When I said it, I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
So,
Anyway.
Ammo. Let's talk about the other elephant in the room.
Okay.
Ammo, man.
Okay.
No ammo. We've kind of touched on this earlier, but there's an article that came out that Alta, or is it Vista Outdoors? I think it was Vista Outdoors
Oh, yeah.
group, said that they are, by their estimations, they are like 1 billion rounds are back ordered. And it's going to take them at least a year to fill that.
And that's just your order.
Yeah, exactly. That's
1 billion rounds.
1 billion rounds. And I mean, that's just them. I mean, there's all kinds of other ammo manufacturers that are probably, way in the back order, way in arrears.
It's unbelievable.
Absolutely insane.
It's unbelievable. But the Social Security Department has millions of rounds.
Postal Service has a
Postal
million.
Service, yeah.
Freaking BLM. And not like the Bureau of Land Management.
Yeah, they all stocked up during Obama.
And
Trump should just release all that.
Probably all shitty 40 cal. Nobody wants it.
You kidding? People would buy it just for the primers.
I tried to give some 40 cal brass away the other day, and they didn't want it. I don't want that. I want your 9mm. I said, get your hands off my 9mm.
I guess I should have been keeping brass over the years.
You
But I
should
never
have.
did.
I got so much brass. I got so much brass, man.
Do you have primers?
I got quite a few primers. I need more. I'm always needing more.
All right.
I actually found, this is crazy though. I found a place. I look like a couple times a week. I scour the interwebs for primers. Occasionally you can find some place where they might get in at, for $5,000 and you can pick up some. Got real excited the other day and I realized that the company I was trying to get a bunch of primers out of was out in Canada and they weren't going to ship to the States. But I did find a place, bulk, and I'm not going to give up my secret yet because I'm not 100% certain I'm not going to break and buy some. But let me pull it up on my phone. But you could buy them in bulk, and it was a minimum orders of 3,500 primers. And
That's money in the bank, man. Buy them.
So much money. They wanted so much money for them. So I figured it out, and they're wanting like, it's $490 for 3,500 primers, small pistol primers. So that you look at that, that's like 14 or like 15 cents a primer. That's a lot. You used to be able to buy a full round for that.
Yeah.
A full round for that. I mean, that's you should be able to buy 1,000 primers for like $30 to $40.
Yeah, but what can you sell them at?
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, if they got plenty, so I don't know. That's a good thinking, but I don't know if I'm gonna. I need to buy a new computer though.
Maybe,
possibly. You need to start buying primers. I can buy from you.
I've never bought one. I've never reloaded anything.
You should.
I've never picked up brass. People always, when I leave the range or whatever, people always come behind me and like, look at all this stuff.
I was actually
guy's just leaving this crap everywhere.
I was actually looking at a new reloading press the other day. I'm not sure why.
Okay.
But mine still works. But I have to get rid of that idea now because I got to buy a new computer.
Well,
I'll keep going back to that damn computer.
Yeah. Well, you had 5 years, and it's an Apple. So
I love my MacBooks. Anyhow, do you know what it would cost? I don't think you've ever had any of your guns machined on, have you?
No.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what it would cost without, I guess I just need to call someone, what it would cost to actually get my slide on my VP9 cut for a red dot.
That depends on who you go by. I mean, I can cut it for you. It's not a problem.
Dremel tool. I'm just going to remove all this metal here.
Let's just grind that bad boy down.
Little.
You don't need all that. Anyway.
Give it to me. We'll see if it fits. A little more to the left.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do any of our listeners know what it would cost or who I should go through? Anybody? I don't know. I think there's one guy local, but I haven't heard of anyone. He can supposedly do it from what I've been told, but I haven't heard of anyone getting it done there. And
no success stories, huh?
Yeah, so I'm thinking I might just have to pull the slide off and like send it to one of those companies to get it done. But
I don't know.
I don't know either. So I did find a VP9 2020s were back in stock at a few places the other day. They're wanting like $800 for these things. And I almost bought one. And it's all pre-cut for a slot for a red dot and everything.
So that's the only difference.
Yep. And I'd still, if I wanted to, now I could swap the slides over, right? But if I wanted to make the other gun actually have another gun that's just like the gun I carry with different sights, I'd have to go and spend another $200 on trigger parts.
Or you could get a mechanic.
No.
Go ahead and get the trigger that's perfect out the box.
My trigger's pretty damn nice.
It's nice.
It's not canic nice, though. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not.
I had two.
I didn't want to tell you that when I squeezed it. I'm like, yeah, that's nice.
I had two. I had two canics in class yesterday.
Bless your heart.
And those guys absolutely love those. Bless your heart. This is a Southern thing, isn't it?
Yeah, bless your trigger. That's nice. Nope. Okay. Yeah, there's a canic in town. $800. Red dot on it. Threaded barrel, everything.
Which canic? Is it the big high-end one with the super nice trigger?
That's what I was trying to figure out. I'm like, it said it was the Elite, but it had a threaded barrel. I'm like, all right, what are y'all doing with this? It had the mag wheel and everything else. I'm like, I'm not getting it. And I left. But I'm been thinking about it since then. But
where at?
Local store.
Okay. I'll hit you up later on. We'll discuss it. I don't know. I want my VP9
It's at Red's. They got 3 or 4 canics.
Yeah, I have a hard time giving those place my money. Okay. So we can stop there.
Okay.
I was gonna. What was I gonna say? Oh, my women's class for this year, it's finishing up. We have to meet one more time next week. Next week we're bringing them all inside, and we're gonna have a big gun cleaning night.
Nice.
Yeah, yay. Absolutely love it.
So that's the agenda? Y'all going to get together and clean guns?
Yeah, I'm going to show them how to clean their guns that they've been using all summer.
Okay.
Time to clean it, man. It's part of the class. But what I brought it up for is last week, they came out and they came at 6:00 and we did a night shoot.
Oh yeah, you was telling me about
That was so cool, man. Now, I mean, I forgot how much fun it is, and it was really awesome. Was they totally enjoyed it? They're out there, they had their gloves on, so they gotta feel what it's like to shoot a cold shoot with gloves on, shoot in the cold. We had their headlamps on, and they'd use their headlamps when they were like reloading and stuff. Then they kind of like push their headlamps to the side. You could kind of see the targets, but I wanted them to see all the muzzle flash and stuff. Right. And we were getting some pretty decent little muzzle flash. And then one of the gals pulled out the Chiapa Rhino 357.
Okay.
That lit up the countryside. Sucker was unbelievable. You never have seen those pictures, have you?
No.
Yeah. It just lit up the freaking countryside. It was pretty fun, man. They enjoyed the heck out of that.
So you can say I could bring the deagle.
Oh.
That joke will throw some fire out there. Big old cone. It lights up, man.
How much per round? How many rounds do you got for the deagle?
I don't even know. Plenty. I buy plenty of everything. And it's it's lighting up.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, maybe a couple hundred.
How much a round is it?
I don't even know. Now, priceless.
Yeah, that's too bad. I was gonna hit you up and say during the summer, depending on how stuff goes, I've got these women. I got actually filled up my one women's class, and I'm starting another one, and opened it up and got a couple people signed up for it. Man, I thought maybe I'd get some. You bring some of your odd guns over, and I'd buy a little ammo from you or something, and we let them just each take like a shot with it or something.
Yeah, we can do that. How many people are you talking about?
The one class has got like 14 people in it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll pay for it.
I'll
You just got to tell me. Check out that. This is one of those new. Now, Sportsman's Warehouse had it, and they're kind of like tracer rounds.
Okay.
They're 9mm rounds. I forget what they're called.
I was thinking, say that's like all my Desert Eagle rounds are all high end.
Yeah. This is on the back of it. There's some red,
right?
And it looks just like a freaking laser gun. I mean, that's a pretty cool picture.
So how much do those rounds cost?
It wasn't that much. It was like $20 or $30 a box. I don't think there's 50 rounds in them, but
Probably can't find them now.
I think it was about 26. They used to have a ton of them, and I don't know. We'll see if I go back to Sportsman, see if I can find some more.
I'll go to Sportsman's.
Check it out for me. But
sir, you can't come in here. You are denying me due to my disability. You trying to kill me. I got to sue you.
You should.
I got to sue you. That's like telling people you can't come in here with a wheelchair. Are you out of your mind?
Put on the mask.
You out of your mind? You ever heard of the Americans with Disabilities Act?
Say, okay, put on the mask and then grab your chest and fall to the ground.
Well, they might roll me off the cliff there. Say, get rid of him.
Anything else in the gun news that I'm missing? Because there hasn't been a whole lot. I mean, we're looking
a lot of gun news, not a lot to talk about. It's all gone.
We're looking at the election, and I mean, we don't know who the president is. I mean, I think I kind of know who it's going to be, but I don't know. I mean, so let's talk about this. So if Biden is our president, if Biden ends up our president, so it's like the next day everything's going to be illegal, or?
Pretty damn quick.
I don't know. I think they're going to ease into things.
I think they're going to lock down everything. You run out of food and toilet paper, you'll do whatever you're told.
Not me. I'm going off the grid, dude. Going off the grid.
How far off the grid?
I don't know. Probably
Have
out
you
here.
planned this out?
Probably out here.
Okay.
I'll shut the power off.
Yeah. It's like,
I'll dig a hole. You'll hear me practicing out here.
Well, South Dakota says they're not going to comply with anything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You see, they got the cool governor over there, though, right?
Yeah, but Idaho's going to go with it 100%.
Oh, they will.
Because we have nothing but trash.
Yeah.
Trash.
You can't tell me if they do a gun, at least in this state, if they come in, ban this and ban that, I have a feeling our leaders are going to say, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
They're not going to stand behind us. I don't care locally.
They're trash.
Sheriffs, police chiefs, governors. They're not going to do it. They're just going to
look at how many people stood behind Trump.
They're just going to let him in.
None of them. None of them. They started, it was days, and they had to start getting called out. And then they'd make statements at least. Look at Fox News, man. I'm so enjoying watching them crash because I've been telling people for a long time they're garbage. They're garbage. And those critical moments when you need them, that's when they stab you in the back.
Right.
They're trash. Nobody's still with the president. I still think he's going to win.
So what does it? I didn't want to get political here, but this is important because this affects our rights. So I'll be 100% honest with you. I don't hate Trump. I don't like Biden, and I voted Libertarian because let's face it, in my mind, that's who I stand by the best. I live in Idaho. It doesn't really freaking matter who I vote for. It doesn't matter. It's going to go to Trump anyway.
You know what's bad is 25% of people in Twin Falls voted for Biden. 25%.
Those are all the new people that moved into town.
1 out of every 4.
All the new people that moved into town.
Unbelievable.
So what do you so you still think it's Trump?
I do.
When are we going to know?
I don't know.
And do you think
Gotta know pretty soon.
What do you think? Do you think that Trump is going to honor our Second Amendment? Or do you think since we already know he came after the bump stocks, is he going to do that more? Do more of that? What's he going to do? What's he going to do in the next 4 years?
Here's the problem. You really don't know what type of Trump is going to come out of all this. Because it is his second term. He has been, all these people he put trust in, Bill Barr, Durham, all these people. Everybody trust Sessions, trust Ray, trust Durham, trust Barr. They were all trash. They were all trash all the time. They were running out the clock. So when he was trying to let things go and let the process, let the machine handle it, they were just stalling him out. So who knows what kind of Trump we're going to get out of this? I mean, we just don't know. He could come back looking like George Washington, man. We don't know. I don't think they'll fear him anymore. But, I don't think he'll be sitting there afraid of them. You don't see that on that thing?
Oh, I see it now.
Sorry.
You're good.
I don't think we don't know what he's going to come back at.
Right.
But I think
still better than Biden.
And they're still, everybody's trying to poo-poo it, and this ain't going to happen, and it can't happen, and all this stuff. And really, there is nobody. There's nobody. No FBI, no Department of Justice, no CIA. They all trash. All trash. All the Republicans, trash. All the Democrats, obviously trash. The only thing we got is the Supreme Court. And we're going to see.
We maybe have the Supreme Court.
Maybe.
I mean, it looks that way.
That's our hope. That's our only hope. If they can show that where these votes were flipped through Dominion voting machines, that's our shot. And it's got to be a bullseye, man. It's got to be a perfect shot. But we'll see.
It could be an interesting week then. Was there a date to have a date on something when we're supposed to know anything?
I don't remember the date.
If had a week, why ain't this shit solved?
At some point, you got to certify the electors.
Right.
We got to. There's set timelines in the Constitution when these things will take place. So yeah, they need to get moving. Time is not your friend. Get this stuff in. If you're going through the courts, get it through the courts. File emergency action to the Supreme Court. If not, start flooding these lower courts, get them to reject it or accept it or whatever, get the appeals process going.
Right.
Or just go straight to the Supreme Court with emergency action. Something.
We'll see. I guess we can discuss whatever happens on the next podcast.
It'll be chaos. I don't think so. I don't think we'll know about him.
We got to know, but we'll know more than what we know now, maybe.
Well, if you listen to Sidney Powell, Rudy Giuliani, and Lynn Wood, the stuff they're saying is Sidney Powell said if the law is followed, the current call in 4 states are going to be overturned.
Right.
It's going to go back to Trump. Easily 300 electoral college votes.
And then he wins.
Yeah, big time. But these nuts out here are going to lose their shit.
They are.
With all this time to heal. There's time to heal. They're trying to bring you to heal. They are going to lose it.
Oh yeah, if Trump gets in,
they're going to say he stole it.
They're going to say he stole. And you think they were going to riot if he would have actually won?
Oh yeah.
Without all this, they're going to really lose their minds.
Yeah. Well.
And we're going to see rioting like what made the rioting earlier this year look like freaking nothing.
Well,
that's my take on it.
Yeah, and he needs to put that down. There's some things he's wanting to do. He's wanting to make it higher penalties for assaulting an officer or something like that. And I'm like, dude, I am not for that. That is, at one point we thought it was a good idea to say it's against federal law to lie to the FBI. How well is that working out?
Yeah.
Yeah, they set people up with that. So don't do that. Don't. Right now, DeSantis in Florida is he's trying to get a law passed where if somebody's looting or rioting or something, you can shoot them. You can kill them. Completely justified. Shoot them.
Oh, wow.
So that's Florida right now. So
Florida ain't messing around.
No, well, we might see something like that start taking off, emergency declaration or something. I don't know. But something's got to be done. Something's got to be done because they're going to lose their damn minds.
Yeah, they will.
And it's going to be hilarious.
Well, if anything crazy happens, like middle, not this next week, but anytime just pops up, we'll have to get back on here and do like we used to do. Remember we used to do those midweek podcasts if something big happened? That Boogaloo guy running around in the attic, shit like that. We'll have to. That was kind of fun. But so I want to talk about a little bit about my adventure over the weekend.
Okay.
Not this weekend, last weekend. So I went out of town. I had a race out of town. Went to Arizona. By the way, I'm really upset about that because it was cold. And if you're going to Arizona this time of year, you expect it to be nice temperature. But instead it was cold and snowing. But anyhow, me and my brother, we got a room because we were going up there together. And we got a room up there for Friday night and Saturday night. And we left Thursday at noon, right?
Right.
And it was quite a little bit of drive. We knew we weren't going to drive all the way there. We thought we'd hang out in like Henderson or Vegas or something, and just kind of crash somewhere. And we're being a little cheap, and he had his minivan. So we thought, we'll just crash. We'll just sleep in the back of your minivan in a freaking parking lot somewhere. It's that easy, right?
Right.
And so he drives a Honda Odyssey, and he removed the seats, and he laid in the back and I laid in the front seat. But that was the plan. We got up to Henderson, got something to eat. It was probably 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and we never been up there before. Right. We're cruising around. He's like, "Where do you want to crash at?" And I'm like, "Walmart parking lot. Everyone sleeps in the Walmart parking lot." So we found one in what we thought was a good area, and it seemed okay.
Right.
And I said, let's just kind of cruise around here. Let's kind of check this out, And they were heavy on the security guards. Freaking driving around, looking at me. I said, no, we're not going to sleep here. We're just going to get hassled all night. I'm not willing to do this. So meanwhile, we're like, where else could we go? A church parking lot. Let's find an LDS church parking lot.
Okay.
It'll be perfect. It'll be quiet. We don't have to worry about anything. Those are our churches. We know that nothing goes on there, right? So I pulled up. He goes, well, where is one? So I pulled up Google Maps, punched in. I said, hey, there's one just minutes away. Let's go check it out. We go rolling over there. It's freaking fenced off. The whole entire church property is like fenced off, like locked gates. And I'm like, yeah, so probably this isn't a good sign. Let's find another one. So we went through a few of them, and they were all fenced and gated off. And I was like, you got to just drive. We need to find a good neighborhood somewhere.
It's time to get a room.
No, we're cheap. We're cheap, though, dude. We're cheap. So finally we found what would look like a good neighborhood to us, right? Maybe, there was less graffiti.
Okay.
But we found that it was a newer looking church building. Upkept really nicely and no fence. Great big old parking lot. And I was like, this is it. This is the one. Let's drive through here. And we got to driving through it just to kind of check it out a little bit. And he's like, let's park in the corner where it's out of the light. And I said, no. We don't want to do that. We want to be obvious here.
Right.
So I said, let's park her out right in front.
Right under the light.
Right under the light. Right in front. And I said, you know, we may get checked on in the evening in, you know, sometime. And he was like, well, whatever. I was like, well, whatever. I've got 2 handguns and freaking 6 magazines and 4 boxes of ammo, and everything's loaded and chambered and holstered. And I put them in my backpack, and I set them up on the driver's seat next to me because I just crashed in the passenger seat, laid the seat back, and there I go. Laying there, and it's hard to sleep anyway. And I'm laying there, and I got into sleep, and I woke my eyes up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and all I see is red and blues. And I'm like, oh, here we go.
LDS SWAT team down.
Here we go. And it'd been a really quiet night, like not that much traffic. And I yelled at my brother, and he's in the back. I'm like, get up, man. We're getting checked. Get up. And he's like, he's half asleep. Oh, no, get up. Freaking get up, dude.
Right.
So he'd change his clothes. He'd put on sweatpants and a t-shirt and like no socks or shoes, no nothing. Meanwhile, when we pulled up there, I just hit the reverse on the seat and just, I'm still dressed fully, everything. So I reach up and grab my wallet, grab my concealed carry permit and my driver's license. And he comes up to the window, and this is what I hear. Sir? He's like, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, and I said, can I open my door? There's no keys in. Can I open? Yeah, he can open your door. I opened my door. He was really nice. Handed him my 2 cards. And in Idaho, the concealed carry permit card looks exactly like your driver's license. Right. And he goes, are these both your guys' IDs? I said, no, those are my IDs. You might want to take a look at those. And last thing I'm going to do, say, and I got a gun in here. And so he goes, huh?
Why are you hassling us, man?
That's right. So he takes a look, and he goes, oh, your concealed carry permit. Sir, do you have any guns with you? And I said, yes, I do. He goes, well, where are they located? I said, they are in the backpack on the driver's seat. And he goes, well, can I get you to come? Well, he had the spotlights on. Can I get you to walk toward my Tahoe? He had a big Tahoe cruiser, and walk in there. And he goes, oh, sir, I see you have a knife in your pocket. And I said, yes, I do. He goes, can you just keep your hands away from your pockets? When you get up to Tahoe, can you put them out on the hood of the Tahoe for me? I was like, yep, I sure can. Meanwhile, another cop rolls up. He's getting my brother out of the back. And he asked my brother, he's like, do you own the van? He goes, yeah. He's like, can I get your license and registration? And he turns around and go back to the van. And the other cop who I had been talking to is like, no, sir, you need to come back over here. Cause there's firearms in there. Right. So we're there, and
there's firearms in every car.
They patted us down, and they took my freaking pocket knife, and they were just doing their job. It was whatever.
What's funny is, now that you tell them there's firearms, they change. It's like, dude, there's always firearms.
Yeah. But, they patted us down. They went and they ran everything, and they started talking to us. And I don't think they believed our stories because they're like, so where are you from? And I told them, I was like, well, where are you headed? And I'm like, well, we're headed actually up to Prescott for a race. What? Huh? A race? And I'm like, yeah, like running race. You're what? Well, you could tell they didn't believe us at first. Like, well, how far? And I'm like, 57 miles. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, no, it's true. And he goes, well, why are you sleeping in your van? He's like, we pull up and see a minivan in a LDS church parking lot. That's not out of the ordinary, even though it has Idaho plates on it. That's not out of the ordinary, right? But then when you walk up there and there's 2 men sleeping in it, he's like, that's a little weird. And I was like, dude, he was in the back, I was in the front. He just, the cop just shakes his head. And they checked the guns, and everything came back good. And of course,
what were they carrying?
I didn't even ask him.
Okay.
I should have. I thought about it afterwards, and I was like, I just wanted to go back to freaking bed,
right.
Which I'm not going to sleep after that. They told us we were good to go, and he did the cop thing, and which is what they always do. He unloaded the guns and set everything on the floor of the minivan, and asked me not to load them until they had left, and I'm fine with that, right? But then he goes, we were going to check too, because this isn't a very good neighborhood. And I'm like, it's not. It's the first church we found that didn't have a fence around it. He goes, yeah, no, this isn't a good neighborhood. And I'm like, well, we're stuck here the rest of the night. And I did notice that they came back 4 or 5 times just drove by the church. I think they were just checking to make sure we were okay. But anyhow, it was quite the experience. And then I tried to visit Hoover Dam the next day. No guns allowed.
No.
And I didn't think about it. My brother's like, you got to see Hoover Dam. I'm not one to stop at all the sites. That's just not me.
Right.
You got to visit Hoover Dam. And I'm like, oh, whatever, dude. You're driving. It's your car. Whatever. We go down there, and he pulls up there, the security, right? And I'm like, I look over, and I went, yeah, dude, we're not getting in. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, oh. Security walks up, and I say, sir, we got a bag of firearms in here. Are you cops? I'm like, no, I'm not cops. Okay, well, let me stop traffic and you can turn around and get out of line. So it was an eventful weekend.
Okay.
That was my second pat down and search and spread eagle on the front of a cop car. Yeah. But
Merry Christmas.
Say easy there, boy. Don't be jingling my bells.
Hey. Yeah. So
there you go. That was my story.
I'd get a room.
I think next time I will. And that's what they said.
What's bad is whenever I get a room, then I got to try and as nonchalantly, as casual as I can, carry in my firearms.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not leaving them in my car.
No.
And it's like, damn, what are you doing?
It's 50 BMG case.
I'm always waiting for somebody to call on me, and it's like, I can't leave them outside.
No.
Anyway, go ahead.
Well, they did say as they were living there, like, rooms in Henderson are pretty inexpensive. I know, sir. That's what I said. I know, sir. But you don't understand how cheap we are. But I don't know. Not much of a gun story, but it's something.
Okay.
I bet you there's a majority of our listeners that get patted down, frisked by a cop this weekend.
I don't know anybody that's going to go seeking that out either.
I didn't seek it out. It found me, man. I did go down there. I'd never been to Vegas before.
Okay.
And I saw...
Worst hotel room I ever had was in Vegas.
I saw Mandalay Bay. My brother drove me down the strip. And I'm not into that. But he wanted me to see it, right?
Right.
So he drove me and 2 Idaho boys in a freaking minivan cruising the strip in Vegas. And the only thing that caught my eye was, I said, is that Mandalay Bay? I want to get the shooter's perspective. Isn't that horrible? That's where my brain went to.
When I went through there, I was moving everything from California to Idaho.
Uh-huh.
And so I had all the guns.
Oh,
and I'm
man,
like,
yeah.
I can't stay at a casino because they're going to...
You got to walk into the casino with the firearms.
Yeah, it's too much. So I got a hotel room just off the strip. This place is awful.
Crap hole.
It was awful.
You have cockroaches and bed bugs in it?
No, but it was just reeked. I'm like, for God's sake. And I was tired. I'm like, I don't care. It was awful.
It was,
it was still like $200 a night.
Oh, shoot. We paid, when we got to Prescott, we paid, I don't know, 60 or $70 a night. It was a kind of a dive.
Yeah.
It was pretty clean. I checked for bugs. There was no bugs. And then, but I tell you what, you heard everything. Anyone outside said, anyone in the room next to you said, it was absolutely horrible. Like tissue walls, man. There was like nothing. It was like one piece of sheetrock or something.
No, I try to not stay at cheap hotels.
Damn Motel 6s.
Yeah, I try and stay away from anything like that.
But I'll tell you what, I think we are done today with the podcast. Do you have anything else you want to add?
I didn't even know where we were going.
I don't think we had any direction at all.
One day my podcast will be up.
Well, we tried to fix that today, so
maybe. I'm podcasting, just nobody can hear him.
Exactly. He's talking with the voices in your head.
Well, it's kind of rough doing a podcast solo. So I don't know what the format's going to stay at. But
I'll come help you, man.
That's a lot of podcasts, man.
Well, I can do some. We can figure it out. I don't have to be there for all of them.
Okay.
I can call in.
Yeah. Yes, you can. Yeah, we.
You need to just start recording our actual phone calls and just releasing them bad boys. Sometimes we talk for 45 minutes.
Get us on the watch list.
Exactly. Well, we'll let everyone here know when you are officially up and running on your podcast.
Okay.
Get you some listeners. Speaking of subscribers, speaking of listeners, we need more.
Okay. Yeah, we do.
We need more. And I don't know how this YouTube live thing is working. It says it's working. Whatever. Sunday afternoon might have been a bad time to do YouTube live, but it'll be on the Facebook page, the Patriot Defense Facebook page. You can check it out there. And if you like the podcast, you listen to the podcast, as usual, as always, share it with your friends, your families. Thanksgiving's coming up. Listen to it while you're deep frying that turkey.
Is Thanksgiving allowed this year?
I think a little bit. Yeah, maybe. You have to have it outside, and you all got to stand 14 feet apart. But yeah,
ridiculous.
Just turn the podcast up loud so the guy in the end he can hear it. So Uncle Larry at the end can hear it.
Ridiculous.
But if you
would cancel Thanksgiving, y'all out of y'all's mind.
Yeah, they are. It's 2020, man. 2020. But share the podcast. Let's share it on social media. We would appreciate it. If you got any comments or questions or anything, or maybe you know a good place for me to send my VP9 slide to have it cut, let me know. And I would appreciate that. Save me some research. And you can call me with any of that information, or you can text me, area code 620-794-6223. That's area code 620-794-6223. And maybe you want to comment on the Cajun Cowboy. You can go ahead and message me, call me, let me know what you think of the Cajun Cowboy. I know you got lots of fans out there, dude. Tons of fans.
Yeah.
Tons of fans. When you get your podcast up and running, you need to put one of the little tag words on there. It's Cajun Cowboy.
No.
So they can find you.
Well, we'll tell them right here. It's Forgotten American.
The Forgotten American.
No, just Forgotten American.
Oh, Forgotten American.
Yeah.
Not the Forgotten.
No, the.
Forgotten American.
Yeah.
With the Cajun Cowboy. So until then, we will.
If it ever gets up.
If it ever gets up. We will be back next week, and we will have more to talk about. Maybe we'll actually have a new president or know who the new president's going to be.
It's got to drag out more.
Something. Anyhow, you guys take care. Bye.